Subconscious mind, a vast ocean within you, deeper than memory, stronger than any storm, more faithful than the beating of your own heart. From the very first breath you ever drew, there was a power silently working on your behalf. It is the reason your lungs expand without thought, the reason wounds heal without command, the reason dreams whisper truths when logic cannot. This is not a distant force, not a mystical entity hidden in the heavens. It is your subconscious mind, the unseen architect of every chapter of your life. Imagine for a moment that your conscious mind is a gardener, carefully choosing which seeds to plant. Every thought, every conviction, every assumption becomes a seed. The subconscious is the soil, rich, fertile, and impartial. It does not judge the seed, does not argue whether it is noble or poisonous. It simply takes what is planted and brings it forth into form. If you sow seeds of fear, you reap anxiety. If you plant seeds of faith, you harvest miracles. The subconscious mind knows no favoritism. It only knows growth. And yet, here lies the great paradox. Most people live as careless gardeners. They scatter seeds of doubt, resentment, and envy, and then lament the thorns that rise around them. But those who awaken, those who understand this hidden law, become masters of their destiny. For as Joseph Murphy taught, whatever you impress upon the subconscious must be expressed in your outer world. Close your eyes. Picture a mountain valley just before sunrise. The earth is dark, quiet, waiting. Then a single ray of light spills over the horizon, touching the ground, awakening color and life. So too does a single conscious thought, repeated with conviction, pierce the depths of your subconscious and call forth a destiny once hidden. This is the eternal law. As within, so without. Your conscious mind is the navigator. It chooses the star to follow. Your subconscious is the mighty ocean current. It carries the ship regardless of the direction chosen. If the captain commands, "I am weak, I am unlucky, I am bound to fail," the current obeys without resistance, and the voyage ends in ruin. But if the captain dares to declare, "I am strong, I am guided, I am destined for victory," the same current rises, powerful and loyal, to carry the ship towards safe harbors. The subconscious mind cannot argue. It cannot say no. It accepts. It obeys. It manifests. This is why ancient scriptures from east to west proclaimed in unison, "As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he." Your subconscious is the heart of creation within you. Consider Thomas Edison, who dreamed of capturing the human voice. Logic told him it was impossible. Critics mocked the vision. Yet in the stillness of night, his subconscious whispered the design that gave birth to the phonograph. Consider the scientist Kekulé, who after endless struggle saw in a dream the image of a snake biting its own tail, and in that vision lay the answer to the structure of benzene, a discovery that reshaped chemistry. In every age, in every culture, the breakthroughs that lifted humanity arose not from sheer logic alone, but from the depths of the subconscious mind. And you, yes you, hold that very same power. But here is the truth that few dare to face. Your subconscious has already been at work. Right now, your life is the mirror of yesterday's seeds. The relationships around you, the balance of your health, the size of your wealth, the quality of your days, all of these are harvests of thoughts once repeated, feelings once indulged, beliefs once entertained. The garden has been planted. The question is, will you keep sowing the weeds of fear, or will you choose deliberately to cultivate roses of abundance, faith, and joy? Pause for a moment. Ask yourself, would I wish to live with what I am now planting in thought? If the answer is yes, continue. If the answer is no, then today must be the day of new beginnings. For chance is not your master. Accident is not your ruler. Destiny is not some blind decree written against your will. The author of your fortune or misfortune is the pattern impressed upon your subconscious. This is why Joseph Murphy called it the friend within you. It seeks always to heal, to restore, to guide you. Cut your finger and it rushes to mend. Exhaust yourself and it wakes you at the exact hour needed to care for a child. Whisper to it a request and it answers, in dreams, in hunches, in sudden flashes of insight. And yet beware, it will also bring forth the false belief if you hold it as true. To believe yourself unworthy is to command the subconscious to prove your unworthiness. To believe yourself doomed is to invite circumstances that echo doom. But to assume the victory already won, to feel, as the Scriptures declare, believe you have it now and you shall receive it, is to unleash a power greater than circumstance, greater than statistics, greater than all the odds stacked against you. Picture this. A man prays for the sale of his home. He imagines the relief, the joy, the satisfaction of success. He sees the check in his hand, hears the congratulatory voices, deposits the money in his bank in imagination, and soon the sale is complete. Not because of chance, but because the feeling of the answered prayer impressed upon the subconscious had no choice but to manifest. This is the law of life, immutable as gravity. What then becomes of the one who learns this truth? He ceases to envy others, for he knows envy is but planting seeds of lack in his own garden. He ceases to criticize, for he knows every judgment cast upon another is a harvest he himself must reap. Instead, he blesses, he affirms, he chooses thoughts of harmony, and by doing so, he writes a new destiny. The subconscious mind is not far from you, is not beyond the stars. It is here, now, pulsing in the silence beneath your thoughts. And tonight, as you lie down to sleep, it will take every impression you have given it and magnify it. Therefore, go to sleep not in fear, but in victory. Go to sleep rehearsing not your failures, but your triumphs. Go to sleep with the lullaby of success, wealth, peace upon your lips. And in time, you will awaken to find that your life has become the echo of those very words. This is the truth few ever master, and yet you are hearing it now, not by chance, but because life itself is inviting you to awaken to your own creative power. What would happen if you began to command your subconscious mind deliberately, with the same certainty as you command your hand to move, your eyes to close, your voice to speak? In the next moments, you will see not just theory, but living proof that the invisible within you shapes the visible around you. There's a secret hidden in plain sight, repeated in sacred texts, whispered by sages, echoed in the discoveries of scientists and artists alike. What you feel as true, your subconscious will make real. The world may call it prayer, affirmation, visualization, or the law of belief. But beneath all names lies one eternal principle. Your subconscious mind does not resist, it creates. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine. You are standing before a door. This door is not of wood or iron. It is made of your own assumptions. If you believe it locked, it will remain forever shut. But if you believe it open, you need only to step forward and the path unfolds. That door is prayer, and the key is belief. Prayer is not begging some distant deity. It is not pleading for mercy or hoping against hope. True prayer, as Joseph Murphy revealed, is assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. It is rehearsing the victory until the heart accepts it as reality. And once impressed upon the subconscious, the universe itself must rearrange to match that inner state. Think of a young student rejected from the college of his dreams. He could have surrendered to despair, accepted the verdict of failure. Instead, he was taught to imagine differently. Each night before sleep, he rehearsed the joy of acceptance, the congratulatory handshake, the voice of his father filled with pride, the inner thrill of victory. He felt it as real, sustained the feeling, and soon the impossible became fact. The same man who had once turned him away now welcomed him in, for reality had no choice but to echo the inner image. This is not magic, it is law. If a physical fact can generate an inner state, then the inner state, once accepted as real, can generate the physical fact. Cause and effect are not one-directional, they are reversible. As Murphy said, assume the mood that would be yours had you realized your desire, and wonders will begin to happen. Look again at the great discoveries of history. James Watt, watching the lid of a kettle rise with steam, imagined the unseen force harnessed, and from that dream came the steam engine. The textbooks of aerodynamics once declared the bumblebee unfit to fly. Yet the bumblebee, unburdened by human doubt, spread its wings and proved otherwise. When the world says it cannot be done, the one who knows the law of the subconscious answers, "It will be done because I have already seen it within." But here lies the greatest tragedy. Most prayers are negative prayers. A man prays in fear, rehearses the worst, imagines disaster, and the subconscious, impartial and obedient, gives him precisely what he feared. Worry is simply faith in reverse. Anxiety is prayer for the very outcome you dread. And so to master your life, you must master not only your conscious choices, but the secret rehearsals of your heart. Pause here. Ask yourself, what am I imagining day after day, night after night? Am I rehearsing sickness or health, failure or triumph, poverty or wealth? For what you repeatedly imagine is what you will inevitably live. Now imagine with me. You desire abundance. See it not as far away, but here and now. Feel the joy of freedom, the relief of bills paid, the thrill of opportunities unfolding. Imagine holding the check, depositing it, living the life already changed. Feel the gratitude, not as a wish, but as a present possession. This feeling, repeated with faith, becomes the seed that must sprout. Or imagine the desire for healing. Do not rehearse the illness. Do not describe it again and again to others, giving it power. Instead, see yourself vibrant, whole, strong. Picture the cells of your body dancing with light, every organ responding to the silent command, I am whole, I am healed, I am free. Your subconscious, always seeking life, will take this command and accelerate the process of restoration. And remember this, the subconscious speaks most powerfully in the state of drowsiness, just before sleep. In that twilight between waking and dreaming, the conscious guard relaxes and the seed slips directly into the soil. This is why every night is sacred. For 2/3 of your life, the conscious mind is in retreat and the subconscious is at work. The question is, what instructions are you giving it before you surrender to sleep? A German proverb declares, night brings counsel. Indeed, countless men and women have gone to bed with unsolved problems and awakened with perfect answers. The subconscious never sleeps, never rests. It is ceaselessly working, healing, creating, guiding, responding. And here, my friend, is where your journey begins. Not tomorrow, not one day far in the future, but tonight. For the next 21 days, if you dare, you can prove this law in your own life. Each night before sleep, choose one desire, clear, noble, uplifting. Imagine it as fulfilled. Feel it as real. Whisper to yourself words of faith, success, health, wealth, peace. Do not strain, do not beg. Simply assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled and let the subconscious carry the seed into the unseen. I invite you to join the 21-day challenge to create your dream life, linked in the description and pinned comment. This is not merely a practice, it is a transformation. For in 21 days, if faithfully lived, you will awaken to the realization that the kingdom of heaven has always been within you, waiting only for the gardener to plant with wisdom. But do not think the journey ends here, for once you have tasted the power of your subconscious mind, once you have seen desire crystallize into fact, you will know a truth that no man can take from you, that life is not happening to you, it is happening from you. And yet, there is a greater depth still. The subconscious not only responds to your own thoughts, but perceives the hidden world around you, reading the thoughts of others, revealing dangers before they appear, guiding you with intuition sharper than reason. In the next chapter, you will discover the unseen eyes and ears of the mind within. The subconscious mind is not bound by the five senses. While your conscious mind relies on eyes to see, ears to hear, and reason to analyze, your subconscious perceives a far vaster field. It is the silent witness, the unseen eye, the ear that hears whispers beyond walls, the presence that guides when reason falters. When your conscious mind rests, when you drift into dreams, the subconscious remains awake, scanning the horizons of reality, gathering truths hidden from the surface. It is through this deeper mind that intuition arises, a sudden hunch, a warning, an inner knowing that defies explanation. And countless lives have been spared, countless futures reshaped by listening to this still small voice. Consider the mother who falls into exhausted sleep, yet awakens at precisely the right moment to give medicine to her sick child. No alarm clock, no rational calculation, only the subconscious, faithfully keeping watch. Or the businessman who, faced with a fraudulent deal, feels a strange unease, a tightening in the chest, a whisper saying, "Something is wrong." That whisper is not superstition. It is the voice of the subconscious protecting him from disaster. Dreams, too, are its language. What we call coincidence, the subconscious calls foresight. A woman dreams of a mountain rising between herself and her beloved. Days later, she learns the truth he had concealed, an obstacle that would have shattered their marriage. Her dream was not fantasy, it was revelation. Another woman, searching for hidden money left by her late husband, surrenders the request to her subconscious. That very night, in a dream, she sees a black box concealed behind a picture frame. Upon waking, she follows the vision, and there the treasure is found, exactly as shown. These are not rare miracles reserved for saints or mystics. They are natural operations of the mind within you. For your subconscious is connected to a universal intelligence, a field beyond space and time, a sea in which all minds swim. Through it, you may know what logic cannot teach. Have you ever met a stranger and felt instantly that you knew them? Or walked into a room and sensed a tension in the air without a word spoken? This is the subconscious at work, reading vibrations beyond sight, attuning to realities your conscious mind overlooks. Even the greatest scientists leaned upon this inner faculty. Nikola Tesla admitted that his inventions were first built in imagination, complete and perfect, before any hand touched metal. He saw them not with physical eyes, but with the inner sight of the subconscious, and every detail worked as imagined. Kekule's vision of the serpent devouring its own tail gave chemistry a revolution. Countless discoveries, from the arts to the sciences, were born in dreams, visions, sudden illuminations, proof that the subconscious mind is not a passive servant, but an active genius within. And yet this genius speaks in symbols, in impressions, in subtle feelings. It is not always the thunderclap, it is often the whisper. To hear it, you must grow quiet. To recognize it, you must learn its language. Think of your subconscious as a vast library, storing every memory, every impression, every detail you have ever lived. But it is also connected to a greater library, the collective unconscious, the mind of God, infinite intelligence itself. When you sleep, when you meditate, when you quiet the noise of the surface mind, you are granted access to this higher wisdom. This is why scriptures declare, I, the Lord, will make myself known in a vision and will speak in a dream. Joseph, the dreamer of the Bible, rose to power because he trusted this faculty. He interpreted Pharaoh's dreams not as random illusions, but as messages from the deeper mind. And because he listened, he saved nations from famine. The same power waits within you. Each night, as you close your eyes, you are entering the temple of your subconscious. You may ask it for guidance, and it will answer. Not always in the way you expect, but in the way you need. Sometimes with a dream, sometimes with a sudden flash of clarity upon waking, sometimes with an opportunity that seems to arrive by chance. But chance is only the surface name for the law of the subconscious at work. A young woman once prayed each night for guidance about an upcoming decision. After several days, she dreamed of a doctor pointing to a passage in an ancient book, the I Ching, marked progress. The next day, she followed this intuitive nudge, sought advice, and avoided a needless surgery. What logic could not solve, the subconscious revealed through a symbol she alone could understand. So it is with all of us. The subconscious speaks in a language tailored to the dreamer. It will not use a voice you mistrust. It will not speak in symbols foreign to your soul. It chooses the form you will recognize, because it is not alien, but your own deeper self. And what happens when you ignore it? Life becomes a maze of avoidable mistakes. The warning signs were there: the unease before the deal, the dream before the disaster, the hesitation before the wrong step. But drowned in noise, lost in fear, many never listen. The wise, however, cultivate this friendship. They speak to their subconscious as to a trusted ally, saying, "Reveal to me what I must know. Guide me to the path of life. Correct me where I err." And in stillness, the answer comes. Remember this: your subconscious is always working for life. Its tendency is always toward healing, protection, growth. Even when you wound yourself, it rushes to mend. Even when you lose your way, it sends dreams to redirect you. Its only danger lies in your neglect, when you feed it with fear, when you ignore its guidance, when you plant thorns instead of roses. But the moment you return, the moment you listen, the moment you align conscious choice with subconscious belief, harmony is restored. Then intuition flows like a river, dreams become revelations, and every step is guided by an unseen hand. This is not superstition, this is law. Just as electricity obeys its principles, just as fire burns without partiality, the subconscious responds to belief, imagination, and command. And those who learn this law become in truth the masters of destiny. But intuition is only the beginning. What if the same mind that guides your steps could also unlock the floodgates of abundance? What if wealth, success, and opportunity were not distant prizes, but currents already flowing within you, awaiting only your command? In the next chapter, you will discover how the subconscious becomes the golden key to prosperity. Wealth is not a matter of luck. Prosperity is not granted by chance. Abundance is not reserved for a chosen few. Wealth, success, and opportunity are born first in the invisible, in the deep chambers of the subconscious mind. The world may tell you that fortune is cruel, that success is rare, that riches belong only to those born in the right family or blessed with special talent. But Joseph Murphy uncovered a deeper law. Your subconscious mind, once convinced of prosperity, must bring it into form. Money, success, and opportunity are symbols, expressions of ideas first planted within. Think of money as the blood of society. When it flows freely, there is health. When it is hoarded in fear, there is disease. Just as your body thrives when circulation is unhindered, so does your life thrive when wealth circulates without resistance. To condemn money, to envy the rich, to resent prosperity, is to block the flow within yourself. To bless money, To see it as good, to rejoice in the success of others, is to open the channels through which it must return to you. Have you noticed how many people speak against the very thing they desire? They criticize those who succeed, call them ruthless or corrupt, and all the while wonder why success evades them. But what they fail to see is this: every word is a seed, every emotion is a command. To condemn another's wealth is to command your own subconscious to keep wealth away. Envy is the surest road to poverty. Instead, the wise say, "Isn't it wonderful? I rejoice in his success. I bless her prosperity. May they flourish even more." And in that blessing, they plant their own future harvest. Picture a field of infinite richness. Every man and woman walks upon it, yet most gather only a handful of dust, believing there is not enough. But the truth is that the field is boundless. The supply is infinite. The only limit is the size of the vessel you bring. Come with a thimble of doubt, and you will return with a thimble of wealth. Come with a bucket of faith, and the abundance of life will pour itself out without measure. Remember this: money itself is only paper, a symbol, a token of exchange. It has taken many forms: salt, shells, cattle, gold, paper, but always it is the same principle, an idea clothed in symbol. Wealth is not in the coin or the note. It is in the mind that knows abundance. For the one convinced of poverty will lose even what they hold, and the one convinced of abundance will gain even from little. A man once dreamt of winning the lottery. In the dream, a figure handed him a ticket with a precise number. Trusting this vision, he sought out the ticket, purchased it, and indeed won. Was this luck? No. It was the subconscious mind, speaking in symbol, guiding him to the fulfillment of his belief. Another man, facing constant lack, was taught to repeat before sleep 2 simple words: wealth, success. Over and over, like a lullaby, until the subconscious accepted them. Within weeks, opportunities opened, debts were cleared, promotions appeared, not by magic, but by law. The inner conviction reshaped the outer conditions. Now ask yourself, how do you speak of money? Do you call it scarce? Do you say, "I never have enough"? These words, repeated, impress lack upon the subconscious. Or do you say, "I am prosperous, wealth flows freely, I always have surplus"? For these words, believed, must be expressed. The subconscious does not know the difference between a dime and $1 million. It only knows belief. If you feel wealth as present, it must appear. If you feel lack, it must continue. This is why Murphy declared, "Your desire to be rich is not selfish. It is the desire for a fuller, happier, more wonderful life. To deny yourself prosperity is to deny life itself, expression through you." Imagine walking by the seashore. You pick up a shell and hold it to your ear, and it sings the ocean's song. That shell is small, yet it contains the voice of the infinite sea. So too is every dollar, every coin, every symbol of wealth. It is but the echo of the infinite abundance within. To despise the symbol is to despise the source. To embrace it with wisdom is to let the source flow unhindered. Murphy often said, "Make friends with money and you will always have a surplus." What does this mean? It means see it as good, use it wisely, bless it as it comes and goes. Do not hoard in fear, do not clutch in desperation. Let it circulate as blood circulates, as rivers flow. For when circulation is free, life thrives. There was once a man who struggled endlessly, always barely making ends meet. His language was filled with bitterness. The system is unfair, the rich are crooks, money is evil. And his life echoed these seeds, always lack, always frustration. When he learned the law of the subconscious, he changed his words. He began to say, "I rejoice in abundance. I am grateful for wealth, prosperity flows to me freely. At first, it felt like a lie, but repetition became belief, and belief became reality. In time, doors opened, opportunities multiplied, and his poverty gave way to prosperity. The subconscious is impartial. It has no morality of its own regarding money. If you believe money is evil, it will ensure you have little. If you believe money is good, a tool for blessing and growth, it will ensure you have plenty. The choice is always yours. Now pause and reflect. If tonight, as you drift to sleep, you were to whisper only these words, wealth, success, wealth, success, what might your subconscious begin to create for you? What opportunities might arise? What debts might vanish? What doors might open? For every word, every thought, every image is a seed, and the subconscious cannot help but bring forth the harvest. And here lies the promise. You were not born for lack. You were not destined for struggle. You were born to express life in fullness, spiritually, mentally, materially. Beauty, luxury, abundance are not selfish. They are expressions of the divine within you. Stand at the window of your mind and see the world not as scarce, but as overflowing. Look upon the stars and know that the same infinite power that scattered them has placed within you the capacity for endless creation. Walk by the ocean and know that as the waves never cease, so too does abundance never end. Wealth is circulation. Wealth is expression. Wealth is faith clothed in form. And once you command your subconscious with conviction, you will not chase money, it will chase you. But the journey does not end with wealth. For even greater than prosperity is the realization of harmony itself, the unshakable peace, health, and joy that come when conscious and subconscious unite. In the final chapter, you will see how this inner union transforms every part of life into a masterpiece. Health, peace, joy, harmony. These are not gifts that descend from the sky at random. They are the inevitable fruit when your conscious and subconscious minds walk in union. The conscious mind is the husband, choosing, directing, reasoning. The subconscious is the wife, receptive, fertile, creative. And when they are joined in harmony, not in conflict, not in doubt, but in agreement, the result is life in its highest form. Every sickness in the body, every war in the world, every misery of the human heart is but the reflection of an inner conflict. The conscious says one thing, the subconscious believes another. The conscious prays for health, but the subconscious holds the image of sickness. The conscious longs for peace, but the subconscious is filled with resentment. The conscious demands success, but the subconscious harbors fear of failure. And so the house divided against itself cannot stand. But when the two agree, when conscious choice impresses faith upon the subconscious, then the unseen becomes seen. The impossible becomes possible. The wounded body begins to heal. The restless heart finds peace. Imagine this. A man lies ill. The doctors have done all they can. His conscious mind prays, but doubts gnaw at him. Then one night he surrenders, not in despair, but in faith. He pictures himself walking strong, breathing freely, living joyfully. He feels it as real. Night after night he sustains the image. Slowly the subconscious accepts the command. The body obeys the new law. Muscles strengthen. Organs respond. Life returns. This is no miracle of chance. It is the miracle of law. For your subconscious is always on the side of life. Cut your skin and it rushes to repair. Exhaust your strength and it whispers you awake to care for a child. Feed it with the image of wholeness, and it becomes the physician within, releasing healing currents more powerful than any medicine. And harmony is not for the body alone. It is for the heart, the home, the world. When you stop condemning others, when you stop rehearsing grievances, when you cease to envy or hate, you stop poisoning your own subconscious. Then peace flows. Then joy arises. Then every relationship is transformed. Would you wish to live with the thoughts you think of others? If not, let them go. For what you send out, you call back into your own life. Bless others and you bless yourself. Curse others and you curse yourself. The subconscious knows no separation. It reflects only the vibration you impress. Pause and imagine a life where every night you drift to sleep with images of health, abundance, love. Imagine every morning you awaken not with fear, but with faith. Imagine walking into the world knowing that the great friend within is always working for you, always guiding, always creating. This is not imagination alone. It is the destiny waiting when conscious and subconscious work as one. Joseph Murphy said it clearly. Believe you have it now, and you shall receive it. Not tomorrow, not one day far away, but now. Because the seed planted in the subconscious is already a fact in the unseen, awaiting only the right season to appear. Think of the gardener. He does not dig up the seed each day to see if it grows. He trusts the soil, waters it, tends it, and waits with patience. So too must you trust the subconscious. Plant the seed of your desire, water it with gratitude, tend it with faith, and wait without doubt, for the harvest is certain. This is the revelation. The kingdom of heaven is not a distant realm. It is the harmony of your own mind. It is the union of conscious and subconscious. It is the realization that you are never separate from God, for the divine presence is the very life beating within you. And once you awaken to this, life itself becomes a masterpiece. Every challenge becomes an opportunity to prove the law. Every setback becomes a setup for growth. Every desire becomes a seed for manifestation. Stand now in the theater of your imagination. Look upon your future as upon a grand stage. See yourself not as a victim of chance, but as the author, the director, the star. Hear the applause of destiny, the music of triumph, the harmony of a life aligned with truth. For this is who you are, not a beggar of fate, but a creator of worlds. And as this journey draws to its close, let the promise echo in your soul. You are more powerful than you know. The subconscious mind within you is limitless, faithful, creative. It will never betray you. It only awaits your command. So tonight, as you close your eyes, choose your seed wisely. Plant health, plant love, plant abundance, plant peace, and know that the soil will not fail you. For the law is sure, the harvest is certain, and the universe itself conspires to bring forth what you believe. This is the great secret, the timeless truth, the revelation that transforms lives. As within, so without. As you believe, so it is done unto you. And now, as the curtain falls on this journey, feel the truth rising within you. You are no longer a prisoner of circumstance. You are the master of destiny. No longer a wanderer in darkness. You are the light itself. No longer a seeker of power. You are the power. For the subconscious mind within you is infinite, divine, eternal. Take this truth, live it, breathe it, and the world will marvel as your life unfolds like a symphony of miracles. And if you desire to walk further, deeper, sooner, if you wish to stand at the front of this movement of awakening, then I invite you. Become a channel member. Gain early access to future videos. Receive the keys before the world hears them, and walk with us in the circle of those who know. For the journey has only begun, and the greatest chapters of your life are waiting to be written.